What's going on, guys? This is another episode of the Third Eye Podcast. Three guys, three eyes, not yet monetized.
Monetized.
Not
Yes.
yet, not yet monetized. Um, we
How
have
do you get monetized?
you have to have
Views.
uh 1,000. I think
Views?
you have to have a 1,000 subscribers. Because I forgot what it is. It's like 1,000 subscribers and so many minutes watched on your channel.
I mean,
I
if we
have.
got it on Spotify and
Mhm.
iTunes also, we'd probably have a quicker chance of getting monetized. But
Yeah, so if
yeah,
someone just
that's
wants to like
yeah,
give
suck.
me a sub bot so I can get to like 1,000 subs real quick, then thanks.
Thanks.
But
I
I want
have the views to become. I'm not the views, the watch time to become monetized on my account, but not the subs. Rip.
I don't have either.
to.
So
You have to have 1,000. Yeah, you have to have 1,000 subscribers and
oh,
because I
now
remember
it's
I read
red.
it.
That's not what I meant
Mhm.
to do.
I read it at one point. I don't remember what exactly it was, but yeah. All right, so what's going on during the week? What's this weekly recap?
Who wants to go first?
Well, one of you two,
Okay.
because I haven't really done that much.
All right. I'll go first. What I do? What I do? What I do? The only like big highlight I think was I went on a field trip. It was pretty cool. We went to the Des Plaines River. It's a pretty long river in Illinois. It eventually connects to the Mississippi. But I was testing the water over there. So I went to 3 points of the river, and then I had one of those like overall suits, and I was literally just hanging out in the river, just walking through it. It
Sounds
was
actually
pretty
fun.
cool, pretty cold. Made me realize how fast you could get hyperthermia, dude. Because I had to take water samples, so I was
Yeah.
putting my hand like underneath the water to get the
You didn't have gloves or
samples,
anything?
and it took no, I should have wore gloves, but I was keeping my hand under water for like 15 seconds, like it to scoop up the water, and dude, like I think 1 minute of that you would like have to like get amputated. That shit
No
was
way. It was
crazy
that cold.
cold. I was, it is so cold, man.
Was this
That's wild.
north, like up by Chicago? That's where the river
Uh,
is?
uh,
It's probably way
it
colder than
was
what I
yeah, it
remember.
was I would say like west of Chicago. It wasn't in Chicago. More it's more like the airport around the airport O'Hare, so around there.
Oh, okay, it's over there. Okay,
Yeah.
that's cool,
And
beans.
yeah. And then I watched the live stream of Drake getting booed off stage. Yeah.
I didn't believe it at first, honestly. When I first saw that he got booed off stage, I watched the video. It's actually terrible.
It's actually terrible.
I
I
don't know.
mean, they wanted Frank Ocean. I'd be booing if I wanted Frank Ocean and didn't get Frank Ocean too.
No, but as a Tyler fan, I disagree with them because like they were definitely like they could. No one said Tyler never said and never alluded to having Frank Ocean. So like the crowd literally just speculated
They
it,
just
and then
assumed.
yeah,
Yeah, they did.
they just
Yeah, I
assumed,
thought they
and
were
then
told that Frank Ocean was
no,
going to be.
no
No,
one
it was
told
a
them.
surprise headliner.
Oh,
Um,
Right.
I
okay,
Tyler
think
literally
okay.
just
both
put
parties
surprise
are wrong.
headliner.
I think both parties are wrong. Um, because if Drake is your like main headliner, I think you should just outright and say it. This isn't the right crowd to make Drake a surprise headliner. Um, I think that should have been expected. Also, there were heavy rumors of Frank Ocean being there, including a couple like news, not news, like articles about the festival, and then like it'll say like, oh, who's performing, and a lot of them like accidentally put Frank Ocean, and so it really
Accidentally
did
put
seem
Frank
like
Ocean.
he was gonna be there. But also the crowd was pretty whack for booing him off stage. But
Yeah, they should have
also
just had
Drake
him over.
low-key a pedophile, so I don't care.
Well, honestly, like yeah, I think they were wrong just because even if you didn't want Drake, you should have just at least like you shouldn't have booed him. Like but like you could have just shook your head and like dealt with
Yeah, I mean, I saw Jaden Smith and I didn't boo him. I
it.
just
Why do you
kind of,
not like Jaden Smith? Why do
I
you
just
like
shook my
Jaden
head.
Smith's great? How do you
He's a hater,
not
dude.
like Jaden Smith? You're a
He's a
hater.
hater.
I don't mind Willow.
Hater, hater, debater, masturbator.
Willow's okay.
Ah, She sounds
What
like
did you
me, to
do
be
this
honest.
week?
Like, honestly.
Dalton, what did you do?
Well, oh, what did I do?
Mm-hmm.
Worked my life away at a desk job that I don't like, that I'm quitting. uh, Dude, I went to this place this morning because I turned in an application yesterday, and I went there this morning. Just this is how weird, how small the world is. Listen to this story, right? So I go to this place this morning to talk to somebody in person because that's how I like doing, like applying for jobs and stuff. I like meeting somebody face to face. So I go there, nobody's there. So I give the boss a call who owns the business, and we're talking on the phone. And I was like, what exactly do you need for your business? Because they pretty much do everything I want to do, but I want to know specifically what they needed. And they were like, we need a videographer and an editor. I was like, okay, cool. That's what I do. We started talking, hitting it off. And he's like, okay, you can come back tomorrow morning. We'll talk in person. And a couple hours go by. I'm working at Verizon, right? And this lady comes in. And after about an hour, we start talking about, like, I was talking about how I want a different job, all this stuff. And she's like, oh, have you applied anywhere? I was like, yeah, I applied at this media company today or yesterday, and I went there this morning. She's like, oh, that's weird. The owner of that company dated my roommate in college, and we're still friends. So what she did while I was helping her is message him and say, hey, you should give this kid a job. So we'll see
Man,
how that
that's
goes.
awesome, man. That's
I
great.
know, that's weird how, like, the one customer I had today knew him. Like, that's
Yeah.
so weird. So we'll
The
see
odds.
how that goes.
The
Yeah,
odds.
that's pretty. The odds that you get, I mean, I don't want to like jinx it, but the odds sound pretty good for you then, because
Yeah.
you already talked to him and you tried meeting it. Like, I don't know, you did everything right.
I almost
Nice.
got hit by a car while I was pulling up though. She was going like 70 through a residential area. I was turning left and she came around a corner going like a very gradual corner, so I didn't see her,
Hmm.
but she was fucking flying. She almost smacked my car. She went into the parking lot, like drove off, went over a little speed bump and then down and then just looked at me fucking freaking out. I was like, I'm sorry. It's still your fault, but I'm sorry. So I could have wrecked my car this morning, but I didn't.
That's a wreck.
Yeah.
That was almost a wreck.
Um,
That's
I
crazy.
just thought of something, which you're you work at Verizon. What if you just started auto subscribing everybody to Troy's YouTube to your Troy's YouTube channel? Have you really thought of that?
I should have been doing that the entire time. Dude, every time I downloaded YouTube for an old person and told them that they could learn whatever they want, like whenever they want, they always give me $20. They're like, "Here's $20. Thank you so much." I'm like, "Cool."
That's
They
It's
awesome.
have
happened
to
three
like
times now.
they have to say you have a Google account though, like for you
Uh,
to auto sub to them. But still, that'd be funny as fuck. Like, oh, just log into this and then just make them sub. I don't
Hey,
even
you're
know
gonna
what
want to follow this guy and this guy and this guy, and then watch our podcast.
that's
the.
funny.
That's really
All right.
funny. Well, I haven't done the one highlight that I've done. I finished like I have this bigger video coming up that's kind of like describing like what have I learned in life so far and like who I've become to like this day pretty much. And I mean it's not I was kind of short and sweet. It's just kind of a message to like our youth kind of our age range. But I finished the script for it like today. I just been kind of writing it as it's coming to my head. But yeah, it's like I can't really get a time frame. It'll be before the month's over. I hope to upload it. I
And
just
Troy
need.
won't let me read the script, so.
That sounds cool.
I, I want it to be. I want it to just be
Fine.
surprise. I always want to post it.
Fine.
I just want to post it and then just let everyone just like digest it. That's all. I just because I don't want you to read it ahead of time.
I'm
Yeah.
happy for you. That's a cool. Like I had the same idea, but I just have no time to do anything. But like I'm so happy you're gonna do it because I want
Uh,
to see your perspective on life. Like it interests me. I'm excited.
yeah. I don't
Yeah, so
understand the idea yet, but it sounds pretty cool.
yeah, I just have to film. I just have to film some like background clips for it. I'm just gonna talk out my script or whatever. And yeah, we all did the Miles Briggs personality test. It's Myers Briggs. Oops, I'm sorry. For it's like 16 personality. It's just like it doesn't really define like who you are, but like it is a parameter of like who like based on like these questions you answer. I don't know how to like. What are the questions? I haven't taken it like recently. Like what are the questions like so I can
Just stuff
understand?
about how you act in certain situations.
Yeah, like
So like,
social situations, how you act alone, how you
yeah.
feel about things, how you cope with things,
Hmm.
how you react to things, like all that stuff. Like yeah,
Yeah, so based off of these responses, it puts you into like a certain overall category, like through like these letter systems or whatever. But there's names for these categories, and there's 16 total ones, and we are just gonna talk about which ones we got. And how like it's really weird. Like surprisingly, Like I didn't really believe it at first, but like it's really like, at least mine and Dalton's as well. It like
Mine was
was
spot
like
on. It was
was
weird.
very accurate. It was really weird. But yeah,
Mhm.
who wants to go first and talk about theirs?
I'll read
Whatever you want
mine.
to go.
Yeah,
Yeah.
sure. So I have mine up right now in front of me. After taking a test, I got mediator as my personality trait, and basically, I'll just read like a quick introduction of it. I'm a true idealist, looking for a hint of good even in the worst of people and events, searching for a way to make things better. While they may be perceived as calm, reserved, and even shy, meteors have an inner flame and a passion that can really shine. Comprising of 4% of the population, the risk of feeling misunderstood is unfortunately high for the meteor personality. But when they find like-minded people to spend their time with, the harmony they feel will be a fountain of joy and inspiration. And then I'm scrolling down. Meteors you may know would be J.R.R. Tolkien from Lord of the Rings and William Shakespeare. So yeah, that's what I got. I I I think it's pretty accurate.
Did you read
I messed
all
it up.
through the whole, like everything, like relationships,
Yeah,
friendships, careers? Like, did you look through all that?
yeah.
How spot on
Um,
do you think it was to how you feel about like how you perceive life right now?
it was. I wish I still had the percentages up because I don't see that anymore. But I
I
want
think
to say it was like 80% um
80% spot on.
accurate. Yeah. I was showing my girlfriend it. She said it was pretty accurate, except for one part. It's made it seem like I was a lot more shyer than I really am.
Yeah,
Um,
I don't think it's that
but
fair.
I don't know. I was just like saying how I felt in my head. But yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that's what it gave me.
That's how
It
you
was
should do it, though. That's how you should answer it.
yeah.
Hmm.
So that's what it said. I do feel mediator would be a good way to describe it though. I
Mm-hmm.
like that. So yeah, that's what I got. It was more accurate than I thought. Honestly, I didn't know what Troy was sending me. Um, I had a feeling it was going to be like some BuzzFeed level shit,
No,
but
no, it's actually pretty
That's
in depth.
the level.
yeah, it was pretty cool. Yeah, I messed with it.
Yeah,
But
I recommend to anyone that like wants to learn more about themselves, even though it doesn't like put you like
If
the.
you're on a journey of self-exploration, this helps.
yeah,
Just
I
a little,
agree. No, for sure.
just a little.
No,
Like if
no,
you
it
want to
actually
know
did
more
100%.
help.
about yourself and like fucking crack open that third eye, baby, yeah, that's take this test.
Be yourself.
It's interesting just to see where you're put in the little categories.
Because you kind of learn a lot about yourself, even though it's not quote unquote like you, but you do learn a lot about your quote unquote personality. Anyways, but I got in mine, I got debater as my personality, which is really like ironic because I'm gonna call my mom and tell her because Lily, as a kid, she says was, Trey, you should be on the debate team. All you do is debate. Like you just love to argue, which is
It's
really
true though.
accurate because
Most
like
times you just argue to argue.
I like people. I get that so much. If you ask any of my close friends, they're like, "Troy, you're just arguing just to argue," and I'm like, hey, I literally am. I don't know. Something about me makes me like just like to argue and like, but like, okay, I'm gonna read like a little part of this. It actually this was interesting. Oh, this says okay. Let me see. It says, okay, even if the debater's capacity for debate can be a vexing one, while often appreciated when it's called for, it can painfully fall flat on and step on other people's toes when if the person is more sensitive. So like if I let's see, so for more sensitive types, society in general are often conflict averse. I don't really like that. It says like I don't like that excerpt, but anyway, but it just says that like pretty much like the beta can like often like hurt people's feelings if they're just arguing too hard, or like things could come off as like non-sympathetic and stuff. And I've definitely gotten that before and made certain people really like upset because I pushed too hard, not like an argument. I definitely gotten that.
Troy, do
So
you think mine is right? Because I feel like the beta is a lot more accurate for me.
did you read the debater one?
I was just going off of what you were saying right now.
It's interesting. I mean, I like it's not like it puts you like in just because of category. You can be like a little mix of like multiple things. But
Hmm.
I can definitely see that. Like anyone that like likes to argue points just to like argue them. But like another one. It was saying that it says the strengths and weaknesses. It says quick thinkers. What is this? Is knowledgeable. What else does it say? What is like a negative? It says um it's intolerant. Like,
Intolerant.
so debaters are likely to dismiss not just the ideas but the people themselves.
I agree to that though. Like you've seen you've been around like a negative person recently, and you texted me and told me how negative they were and how you don't like fuck with it. So like it makes sense. It makes sense.
Mhm.
But yeah, it was like saying I dislike practical matters. I don't know whatever that means. When it comes to hard yeah, well, I don't really like that. But yeah, but I thought it was overall interesting. Like I didn't grab the exact things that like I thought were like really accurate, but the overall like it was very interesting to read because I get that all the time that you just love to argue and like just the thought of like winning the argument. It doesn't even matter what the topic is. I just enjoyed doing it. I thought my by the way, no celebrities were cool on mine. Literally, I got the lamest people. Oh, wait, never mind. I got Nikola Tesla, bro. Nikola Tesla, bro.
Yeah,
Shout out.
Tesla and
I didn't.
Walt Disney. You got
Oh,
Walt Disney, bro.
Walt
Walt
Disney's racist, so
Disney.
I'm not a fan of him.
Walt
Eh.
Disney's racist.
Yeah, I don't
No,
know
no.
about.
Okay.
Like honestly,
Not
Walt
cool.
Disney is high key racist. Not like I'm gonna say it now because if you watch any old like Mickey Mouse like things from black and white, they're hella racist.
Dude, I think
Just so you know.
everybody.
Dude, it was bad like up until like the 70s, I
Yeah,
want to say.
yeah. Walt Disney's pretty racist, actually. I'm not a fan of him. Yeah, Alexander the Great, Thomas Edison, yeah, are all mine. Dalton's pretty interesting. So talk about yours, Dalton.
Talk about mine. Okay, I got. You know what? Okay, what's really weird is Michael got a personality that belongs to 4% of the population. Troy got a personality that belongs to 3% of the personality. I got a personality that only belongs to 1%. And on this site, it says it belongs to less than 1%. So it's interesting. I got INFJ, which means advocate personality. And I'll read the introduction on it. Advocate personality type is very rare, making up less than 1% of the population, but they nonetheless leave their mark on the world. Advocates have an inborn sense of idealism and morality. But what sets them apart is that they are not idle dreamers. These individuals are capable of taking concrete steps to realizing their goals and making a long-lasting positive impact. People with this personality type tend to see helping others as their purpose in life, which is big facts. Like I wake up and that's what I want to do. So yeah. Advocates can often be found engaging in rescue efforts and doing charity work, which yeah, I don't do charity work other than being like a free shrink for most people. But however, their real passion is to get to the heart of the issue so that people need not be rescued at all. Which I agree with. I feel like I try to get solutions out of people, like make people think more to figure out their own problems. Like that's how I go about it usually. But like my entire thing was spot on with how I act and how I am and how I handle situations and how I handle friendships and with how the relationship part of the test went. I feel like I'm gonna be single for the rest of my life, so that's cool. But for the advocates, you may know, I got Martin Luther King Jr. I got Nelson Mandela. I got Mother Teresa.
Mother Teresa. What is
Those
Yeah,
are
Morgan
cool
Freeman.
people.
Wait, what
I got
the hell?
Jon Snow, Game of Thrones, and Aragorn from Lord of the Rings. Like, cool.
Okay.
Fucking Martin Luther King and Mother Teresa, like that's fucking crazy.
Let me look at the strengths and weaknesses.
Yeah, I'm
Um,
going to the page right now too, and I didn't
yeah,
realize how much like other stuff there was on here.
I don't know if this can see
Yeah, I
it.
haven't looked at the other one. I'm gonna expand this.
But now that I'm looking more into this, I do feel this is actually pretty accurate.
Yeah,
Really?
Yeah.
you gotta read the whole thing, dude. It's eerily close.
Yeah.
For strengths, I got creative, true, insightful. I try to be inspiring and convincing. Who knows? I haven't inspired anybody. Decisive, yeah. Determined and passionate, yeah. Altruistic, yeah. And then weaknesses, it's sensitive, yeah. I'm like highly sensitive. I feel like I'm HSP, like highly sensitive person. And yeah, that's pretty accurate. Extremely private, which it says extremely private to people that I am not close with, which is super true. And
Mm-hmm.
other than the fact that I have a podcast and, talk about a lot of things. Perfectionist, I try not to be. Always need to have a cause. I don't feel like that's a weakness and can burn out easily. I feel like that's all humans.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah.
I believe it.
Let's see. The relationships was just the easy, like it's very true of how I view relationships, and what it was saying is that like, let me find where this is. Um, One of the things advocates find most important is establishing genuine, deep connections with people they care about, which is true. And then it was talking about how um, I seek for um, more what it becomes to become one with another person in mind, body, and soul, and not like hookups and fake relationships and unauthentic people. Like I don't associate with people who aren't authentic and genuine. I try not to.
Mm, yeah, I believe that. Then we talk about
Um,
you the one that was spot on with your career. Like,
With mine, yeah.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Their career paths, which is basically true because I've felt this way like my whole life, how I can't like do certain things. Like, um, first I'll start this off with saying advocate personalities need to find meaning in their work and to know that they are helping and connecting with people. An advocate working as a Ferrari salesperson, for example, is highly unlikely. And I sell phones right now, and I hate it.
Ferrari.
Um, let's see. For advocates, money and employee of the month simply won't cut it compared to living their values and principles, which is entirely true. Uh, it was basically saying, like, I'm looking for where this exactly says it because I want to say what it says. It's just saying I need to work with a job that aligns with my values, and most INFJs will become entrepreneurs or their own bosses just because they can't work for other people and do what they want to do. In short, um, advocate personality type are more likely to find independence in a leadership position or simply by creating their own business. Focus on applying personal touch, creativity, and altruism through everything you do. And when you step out of overly humble, supporting, and non-competitive roles they are often drawn to, they can move into positions where they can grow and make a difference. Advocates often pursue expressive careers such as writing, effective communicators that they are, and author many popular blogs and stories and screenplays, which I want to do. Music, photography, design, and art are viable options too. I love it because it's
It,
like all spot on.
it's so weird that it said like photography, art, and
Yeah.
like he just bought a camera.
Writing,
It's so
yeah,
weird. So weird.
Something I
right,
just
that's
found too,
crazy.
that's pretty accurate for me. Mine was seek and value harmony. Um,
Mm.
and that's like one of the strengths of a mediator. And basically, I mean, my passion is sustainability, and I feel like that's finding harmony,
Yeah,
trying to
mine's
find a
well with you. Yeah.
balance between
Yeah, that's pretty accurate.
everything. But yeah, it was yeah, that's actually a pretty cool test. Make
No,
sure you
yeah,
put that in the description
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, do
I
that.
actually will.
Link it.
I actually will.
and
And you, it's not a long
comment
test either.
what you guys got if whoever's watching this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Leave it down in the comments down below. Thank you.
Thank you. Get some engagement going. I'm
Yeah.
gonna read one thing, see if like my friends like agree with this because it's just about my friends. It says, so long as everyone understands, meaning like my friends, not taking like the words too seriously and isn't afraid to discuss new ideas and have them convert into so much confetti, is likely to find stimulating and thought provoking friends and debaters. It's not a compatibility that clicks with everyone, but debaters don't really care about being liked by everyone anyways. I believe that because I definitely don't need to be liked by everyone. As long as they get
Facts.
the it says as debaters and their friends are bound to enjoy each other's companies for a long, long time. I like that. Yeah, so I was like, I definitely could say like I even with you guys, I think I like having like thought provoking like conversations. I feel like we have like deeper conversations and people don't take certain things so seriously. I feel like none of us are really like that selfish or anything like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, that's usually how it is with a lot of like my close friends or really, really good friends. Um, it's conversations like that instead of just
Yeah. Deep
hanging out.
conversations are all that matter. Small talk fucking kills me. Like I can't do small talk.
Uh,
Deep
I
conversations matter.
yeah, I agree.
No, because if you have like, I feel like it's very important to have the difference between like really like goofy conversation, and then you can like switch it on to something really serious if you need to like switch to that. So like
Yeah.
I feel like that's really important in a friend too.
I think it's important to find a friend that can do both because some friends aren't capable of doing deep conversation. And like I try not to like it said something in there that was very true. Like I'll not be around people who I can't have deep and meaningful relationships with, and I feel like that's entirely true because I kind of just like distance myself from anybody who I don't like feel a deep connection with. Like I'll
Yeah.
just stop talking to them, and I find that
And
very
if I
true.
do talk to them,
It
it's
happens.
just like a party event
Hmm.
or
No,
Like
I
where you have to
100
be civil, yeah, and
yeah.
play nice, yeah.
no, 100% agree with Michael because it's like you might like know someone like there's like certain people that are like party friends almost I want to say that like you can like see them in a party like hey what's up you can converse with them but like you'll never go any deeper than like how's school or something
Yeah.
like you're never gonna like you'll never have like that kind of connection or like conversation with them which is okay because you can't have that with everyone but like the separation between different friends.
Hmm.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah, but I'm gonna link in the description for anyone that wants to learn more about their personality and see how accurate it actually is. Because someone told me like my stepbrother was like telling us to take this like fucking test like a year ago, and like
Yeah, I
I was
remember in
not
the
listening.
kitchen. Yeah, I remember we were like,
Has
no, I already know who I am. Fuck you. And then yeah, and then we learned a lot about ourselves on this test, so we can take it.
yeah, it's cool. Has Kevin taken it too?
No, I'm gonna tell him when he gets home. He's at like a basketball tournament. I think he's still on
Oh
his way
shit.
home. I'm assuming,
Yeah, he
but
snapped at me and said he's on his way back to your crib. So
yeah, because
hopefully,
yeah, but yeah, that is just yeah. I've been asking all my friends to take it, and surprisingly, no one so far has been like the same. Like no
Trent's was
one,
spot on, dude. Trent's was spot on.
I
Like
could. What did
he
one
was
of you
like,
get?
I don't see these as weaknesses, and then it was like, let me go pull up what he said, and I'll tell you. I think I have it.
Okay, while he pulls it up, I was looking because I pulled up a percentage of like which is the most popular ones and which is not. I don't remember the exact ones, but I was really curious. It was broken down by male and female. The most female one was like the defender, and it was really interesting because it was like how like girls are defending all their points and stuff like that. So it was like
Hmm.
20% of the girls were defenders, which is really funny I think. And then the bottom of the girls was the commander. And I clicked and I was like, oh, it was like commander. I was just reading it. Like commander is
That's
like the
what
natural
Trent
born.
got. Yeah.
No, he got commander. No way, he got
Who
that.
got that?
So explain it. One of my friends who
Oh,
truly
okay.
knows.
It just means you're a natural born leader and you're just more tend to like get in front of people and like not push them around, but like you're in charge. Like you're trying
He
to be that
said these
authoritative
weren't
role.
weaknesses. He said sometimes all this confidence and willpower can go too far, and commanders are all too capable of digging in their heels, trying to win every single debate and pushing their vision, and there's alone. Which is a weakness. I feel like not being accepting of other viewpoints is a weakness. Like not, he said that isn't
That's
a
pretty.
weakness.
That's pretty accurate though, because I remember like if you really argue something with him, like he doesn't really see the other person's viewpoint. Like he's pretty
Hmm.
fixed to his. But what I was gonna say is, you know who's a celebrity that has that? Like as an example, Gordon Ramsay's a commander. So,
Yeah, I see that right now. Yeah,
yeah, Gordon Ramsay's
and
a
Steve
commander.
Jobs. It's
What was
interesting.
Yeah.
the top one for guys?
Um,
Let me look at this list. I'll pull it up too, just so I can follow along a little bit.
'cause I don't remember. I'm pulling up right now, but
Okay, top for the males was at 16.4. I don't know if these percentages are accurate, so I'm not going to go by that. But top
let's
was
see.
ISTJ,
I'm
and the
about to
next
look
was
it up.
ESTJ.
ISTJ
Yeah.
personality. I'm gonna look it up just to see what it
I'll
is real
give you
quick.
the list, and then you look them up. That's what
No, I
we'll
already
do.
look. Okay, so this is the most popular dude is the ISTJ, which is a logistic. I don't know how to say this word. A logistician. I don't know how to say that. But
Logistician.
I don't know. Okay, it's the blah blah blah. I'm trying to read like what I guess it says a vital core to many families as well as organizations that uphold traditions, rules, standards such as law offices, regulatory bodies, and military. Okay, I can see how that's the most popular. Okay,
What's the
What was it called again?
ESTJ? The
it says
ISTJ.
their
Or the
ISTJ is they just like to they enjoy taking responsibility for their actions and take pride in the work they do. That's just people that like that's just normal workers, like
Okay.
9 to 5 people. Yeah,
All
and
right.
that's just like normal people. But yeah, like that's
Normal
just like
people. Like we're normal people. We just
I didn't make
have
it sound like
1% of
that sound like
my
elitist.
personality is
Normies.
1%.
That made me sound like I'm like
Normies.
elitist. Like so just the
Fucking
normal ones.
normies.
Those are the Drake fans.
Yeah, I bet they are.
The Drake
I bet
fans
they
are
are.
all
They turn
logisticians,
on
bro.
the radio and listen to Drake. Troy, what's the
All the
EST? What's that
oh my
like?
god, could you imagine all the Drake fans are just by the it was really funny. I'm not gonna say because I'm not gonna shame anyone's personality, but like we're in Dalton trying to figure out which one is like the sheepy personality, like obviously the people that just follow everything.
Who are the sheeple?
I didn't want to say it because I'm not gonna. If someone does a test and they get it, I'm not gonna fucking roast their shit. But it was saying that like are those type of people are easily manipulated by like cynical people. It was like literally
That sucks,
definition of
man.
like
If
a
you get the
sheep.
test.
That's how you're a sheep. That's how you're a
It
sheep,
was
baby.
it was like I mean no one's gonna. I mean if anyone actually gets it, it's the defender. Like
I
the
know two
girl,
people.
it's a defender. It's the top girl. That's the 20%. The defender is the sheep. Because they're easily
Wouldn't the
manipulated.
top 5 of each category be the sheep? Or no?
No, because the percentage isn't as big. I just use sheep as in someone that like is usually like changed by someone else's like idea. And,
Easily
like
swayed
easily,
by
yeah. That's
positions.
you said the
Okay.
ESTJ is the executive. Just so you know, is
That is correct.
embracing like honesty, dedication, dignity. Yeah,
Okay.
those people.
And
I guess that's the
I don't
coin that
get
comes
why
with
people say like it's a lot of like neckbeards on the internet. They're always like, oh fuck the Kardashians, like they could go die. Dude, like why do you care? Like why do you
they're
have
bad
this much
hustlers. I
hatred?
respect them. I respect
They're
them. They're mad
they're
hustlers.
fucking sharks, dude. Yeah, they
Yeah,
are.
I don't hate on the Kardashians. I think they're amazing. Like
I
I don't watch them, but I think that
Mad
their
hustle.
business side is nutty.
I
For
don't watch
decades
them,
and decades. Like that's a lineage right there of
but
They
success.
yeah,
made good for them, dude. Even though they messed up people, even though they messed up dudes, I don't know what they do with dudes. They put some dudes to some weird machines, bro. Cause like Kanye, I don't know what he's on right now, dude.
suck
Like
and dick.
everyone,
Oh God, leave them alone.
you
That's
hang
all.
out with like Kardashians once, and some weird shit be happening.
Right? He can get them pregnant, and then weird shit happens.
I think it
It's only
was
the dudes that do it.
today.
Yeah. What
I think it
happened
was
today?
today. Kanye had a show at Joel Osteen's mega church, and that's
Mhm.
really disappointing, man. That is. That...
That's
Where
really
is this at?
disappointing.
Why is it disappointing? Oh, Michael's cutting out for
he's
me.
he's maybe even a billionaire. He's a multimillionaire
Mhm.
priest who makes a shit ton of money off of Christianity, and he's
Yeah,
just known for
probably
being a
not a
creep.
good guy.
He's known
Yeah,
for being a creep.
yeah,
His main church, I think it's based off in Houston, I want to say. And
yeah.
even like when Houston was flooding a couple years ago, he didn't even let people like inside the church like for refuge. Like he didn't open
What the
it at
fuck?
all. There's a lot of stories about him. He's
Seems
a
kind of
shitty person.
counterintuitive to how religion should be ran.
Yeah, I mean no, he's clearly just making a shit ton of money off of it. You
Oh,
should look
so he
up like
kind
the
of just like
setup for church.
monetizes. So he kind
Yeah,
of just monetizes religion. Yeah, that's kind of scummy.
yeah.
Hmm.
I don't know. Kanye's been doing a lot of weird publicity things. Nothing's wrong with obviously like his like gospelness, but like a lot of it's like kind of publicity driven.
I mean,
So
yeah.
It's
like it doesn't seem very authentic. Like nothing's wrong with that, but it just doesn't seem like it seems like kind of like a gimmick.
exactly. Yeah.
It doesn't seem like it's real. That's how it's kind of like I kind of just let him do whatever. He has another album coming out on Christmas
What do
Day.
you have a say in it? I kind of let him do whatever. What do you mean? What do you have
No,
a
no,
say?
I'm just saying he just does whatever over there. Like I'm saying, I'm not like concerned, but like I'm not those like kids raging in the comments. This is not Life of Pablo, man. This is garbage. Like I'm not one of those kids like in the comments raging. like
Garbage.
like I'm gonna listen to it and then just chill because I mean it is what it is. We only can hope for another Life of Pablo or something decent.
That's a very one, Life of Pablo.
My favorite Kanye album, I would say Life of Pablo because I don't know. Maybe it's just a symbol of. I learned that a lot of music that you really like is just a symbol of like the time that you listen to that music. So like you might say like whatever is your favorite album, not because it's like lyrically or musically the best album, but because
But it
of the
related
symbol of
closer
time.
to your life.
Yeah, because the life of Pablo was just such a good time for me. I feel like I'm still living my life good. Like I still love my lifetime now, but I'm just saying back then, like we were always like, it's me and all my friends, like we were in high school, whatever. My little high school friends were like always listening to Life of Pablo and shit. Like it was just it's a nostalgic kind of album to me.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why it's my favorite.
Okay. Okay.
Very cool.
Yeah, so it's more like anything personable like that. Yeah.
My least favorite one is watch. Well, before the I can't even think of the name of it, dude. The new one. What's it called?
Jesus? No, is it?
No, what's the
Wait,
new one called?
oh, the
I,
like
I
Jesus King. Jesus is
yeah.
King.
Before that one, I mean, right now that's my least favorite one. But before that, I actually really don't like the Jay-Z one.
Watch the Throne.
Watch the Throne. Yeah,
It's not even on Spotify.
I don't know what my favorite is though.
I'm not sure either. I don't know.
I really like Yeezus, but that's not my favorite. Maybe 808s.
Yeah, 808s was groundbreaking though, so I feel like that's why I like it because it kind of pushed music in a little direction. Like he kind of had a say in where music was going at the time, so it was influential. I feel like that's why I like it.
Okay.
But it was a good album. I
I
honestly
feel like
don't think it's
re-listening
a
to
bad
it.
album, but that's just me.
That's
I like Jesus is King. Jesus King smacked in my opinion.
mhm.
So
I like the production.
yeah,
Certain
Um,
things were like questionable, but like I don't know. It's just objective.
yeah,
that's
that's
funny.
what music is.
Yeah, true.
I mean,
We were planning. Oh, go ahead.
oh no, you can talk. I wasn't saying anything that important.
Oh. No, I was saying it's funny. We were planning on making this like 25, 30 minutes.
How long is it?
What
And
time is it? It's
we're
what's that? 40
51 right
minutes.
now.
Oh no, that it's been recording for 40 though. So yeah, do you
Uh,
want to just okay? We want to just say a closing thought with something with an inspirational something.
The personality type you get does not define you. The home you grew up in does not define you. The circumstance in life that you are at right now does not define you. Three guys, three eyes. Wait, three eyes, three guys. Monetize.
guys,
There you go. Closing thoughts.
There we go.
like
Okay,
and sub.
one more closing thought. It's not about it's not about what you did. It's what you're doing. It's not about where you were. It's about where you're going. All right, kids.
All right, all right.
All right, we're good.